Hi, I'm Megan,
And I'm Faith.
and we are the founders of Virtual Teaching Tactics.
As teachers ourselves, our mission is to investigate the many facets of digital education and share our thoughts and ideas with the teaching community.
We know that there is a lot to learn and adapt to, but we are really excited to explore and learn together.
See the description below for links to our social media and the Virtual Teaching Tactics website, where you can access more videos and resources. Also, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel for the latest content.
Like everyone this past year, our teaching world has been turned upside down.
Surprise! You're teaching online now. So what's next?
In this video, we are going to go over the three main areas that you need to consider now that you have gone virtual. First is the organization of materials, second is the presentation of content, and third is the interaction and classroom management with students.
In this new era of teaching, we have a plethora of new things to learn and master on top of everything else we do daily, weekly, and yearly as educators. One of the most important elements that is missing from teaching online is the classroom that we and our students have become so accustomed to. How do we engage our students in a meaningful way when we are not able to be in or utilize the materials of our physical classroom? How do we know that our students are learning without seeing that aha look on their face? How do we know that we are still making an impact on our students when the interaction is so alien to us?
One of the ways that we can do this is by creating a dynamic digital learning space that truly engages our students. You have probably already come to the realization that teaching and learning virtually will not and cannot operate exactly as it did in person. However, with reflection and research and resources, a new system and routine will emerge. This is a whole new environment that has a whole new structure and a whole new set of guidelines. So, here are the things that will help you in creating the infrastructure for online learning.
First, we are addressing the organization of materials. This is the single most important component that you will set up for your virtual learning space because it needs to work for both you and your students. It will take significant time to create and curate, but with determination and focus, this will be the foundation for your success. A key element that students are missing from kindergarten to 12th grade is structure.
So, when you create your online classroom, you need to think about the structure and the processes that your students need when learning. Many of us haven't had to address this since we were first-year teachers, and even then, most of us had mentors who could help us find our way. However, your mentors are also facing this same professional crisis. So we're here to help you.
There are a lot of resources emerging that can make this easier, and we hope to highlight the ones that we have found to be the most useful, both personally and through our interaction with other educators. These structures are necessary in order for your students to be efficient and gain control over their learning without falling behind or feeling overwhelmed.
We've divided this section into two parts: teacher-centered organization and student-centered organization.
Teacher-centered organization focuses on the platform and resources you need to make available to students to ensure their successful learning. There are three main areas. The first is the digital headquarters, or digital HQ. This is the online platform that you or your school system has chosen to be the place where grades and materials live. This is the foundation that will help keep your students more organized and self-sufficient in your class. The second are teaching tools, which are the materials that you have created and are using to teach your students. Lastly, the Online Resource Center houses a collection of curated online resources which will supplement your teaching and learning objectives.
Student-centered organization focuses on how your students will access information and share their learning. There are two main areas. First, accessing resources. Students need to know how to navigate the digital HQ between your teaching tools and the Online Resource Center. Organizing and submitting assignments is the second. Students should know how to organize their resources on their home computer or Google Drive in a way that is easy to navigate by creating folders and naming assignments appropriately. Having a consistent way for students to submit work to be graded and having an organized way of doing this will eliminate a lot of headache and wasted time for everyone.
The younger the student, the more likely these student resources will also be used by parents.
Yes.
This is also what keeps parents of younger students from losing their minds trying to keep track of everything. When you think about the student-centered organization, you have to keep in mind that this is the framework and level of expectation for assignments and activities in your class. Students may have other procedures in place for other classes, so it may benefit you to communicate your needs and intentions with your peers. If multiple teachers can agree on just 1 or 2 extra resources, your students will have a greater opportunity for successful implementation.
How you present your content needs to work well for the students, for you, and for the topic you are teaching. Does your content lend itself to being asynchronous teaching, like making an instructional video or narrating a PowerPoint that is accessed at different times? Or do you need synchronous teaching, where you are conducting a live online class?
Maybe it's not a one-size-fits-all situation, and you need to customize each lesson. That's okay. But edit the number of programs you are asking your students to use and/or sign up for. This will help you and your students become proficient much more quickly than an App of the Week scenario.
Plan. You have to make a decision about each week's lesson and what it's going to consist of ahead of time. In my classes, my students know that every lesson is going to have a video that they are going to watch with the primary information. Then we go over that in our online learning, and then they have the homework to do after we meet in our online class. They have the set expectation for every assignment that we do.
The last important element is interaction and classroom management. I'm sure we have all had that one rowdy class that gets off task at least once a day. At the time it was frustrating, but now we all yearn for that one moment of spontaneity. We are all social beings, and for better or worse, we must find ways to really connect with our students and provide ways for them to connect with each other.
From my experience, when students come into my live online classes, or LOCs, they are using it more as an opportunity to interact with one another rather than learning. The LOC is no longer the environment that your physical classroom was. So when you take that into consideration, it causes you to adjust how you're structuring your live online classes. It is essential that your live online classes become an environment that promotes synergy between social interaction and learning. You need to figure out what tools can you utilize during your live online classes to keep the interaction, but also stay focused on the task at hand. Is there a game that would reinforce the lesson? A quick response poll to get students interacting, or maybe assigning certain tasks to individuals or groups. Social interaction is fundamental to their growth as individuals and keeping them healthy, both mentally and physically.
So to recap, our 3 main areas of focus are organization of materials, presentation of content, and interaction and classroom management with students. Keeping these in mind when creating your dynamic learning environment will take a lot of the guesswork and uncertainty away from your planning. Just like traditional learning, there isn't a magic formula that works for everyone. We all have to buckle down and transform our approach to teaching. It's a brave new world out there. Let's explore and learn together. For more videos, visit the Virtual Teaching Tactics website using the link in the description. Each video includes supplementary materials to help guide you along your digital exploration. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media.